Fire in the hole! Oh yeah! Nothing like the smell of diesel smoke in the morning. Hey guys, Mike Chamberlain here. Peterbilt Mike, as they say. Now you might be wondering, who is the #1 Peterbilt ambassador for all of YouTube? It's Mike. That's right, it's me. And also the #1 Cabover ambassador. Now there are other Cabover ambassadors on YouTube, and there are other Peterbilt ambassadors, but I don't know if there are any as passionate about trucks, Cabovers, and Peterbilts as much as I am. Whew, it's a big word. Whew, it's kind of echoey. So you're probably looking at my shop thinking, man, it's empty. You should bring a Cabover inside. Yes, that's right. I should bring a Cabover inside, because last night it was minus 15 Celsius, 14 Celsius, 14 or 15 Celsius, which is about 6 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you're cold, they're cold. Bring your Cabover inside. So doing a little rear engine here. Gonna get Kenny back together. Gonna work on him this afternoon. I got my accessory drive seal in, so gotta put that on. And I'm gonna bring Stubby in, Stubby with the little deck. We got him going, we got him running, got him moving. Transmission makes a lot of noise, but the throttle pedal's not working. And now my fast idle's not working. So I don't know what's on there or what's up with that, but he's parked right outside the door, so I'm gonna bring him inside so he can warm up, and then at least I can tinker on him where it's warm. And we're gonna have to rearrange all this to get everything inside that I want inside, because it's getting cold out there. So, but the good news is Stubby runs. Does he run very good? No, not very good at all. But he runs and he moves. Excuse me. So without further ado, I better get to work. I know, I like to talk about it. I wonder if we could just talk about it if it would just get done itself. Probably not. Tried that, it just didn't work. So I'll keep working. We're gonna start up Stubby, and look who showed up. Dad showed up. He's got his tape measure out. We're seeing if we can fit anything in front or behind him.
That's good. This deck is only 8 feet wide. So what I was thinking you should do, if you leave this deck on, take and weld on some pockets. And then make yourself a nice wooden slat.
Nice wooden slat deck.
Box.
Yeah.
I put that 5th wheel on, then you've got a truck with a 5th wheel. But if you build the pockets, like you do on the side of a highboy, then you can take the sides off, use your 5th wheel.
Yeah. And
take this off.
Cut all
I
that.
don't know whether a guy should cut it down or take it right off.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that.
Well, and then I was thinking about it last night that it's almost like a roll bar too if you ever went sideways.
No, you don't want a roll bar because you ain't gonna do that. That's not part of the
not part of the procedure.
Not part of the.
Yeah, and it's kind of.
I don't know. I give it lots of thought. I thought of like take 4 feet out of it and just drop the top down. Have the top about this height.
Yeah.
But I don't know which is the easiest way to do that. Just chop it off and then cut it right off and then redo it. And
then I was just thinking, or what if you just took that tray off, and because I mean, a person could always get some checker plate aluminum and sheet it in if you wanted to, but it's kind of like those hooks up there are ugly. And
well, you can cut all that off. I'd cut all that crap off.
Yeah.
And it's got, yeah, see, it's got the piece in here. You got a chunk of aluminum put in there and fit it and make it like a bullboard. Put a couple pieces down here. I'd leave this gusset here on and take this off.
Yeah. It almost looks like how it was to begin with.
Highly possible. But the cutting torch will fix all that.
There's a radio. A CB radio speaker screw. The things you find.
Actually, that might come in handy.
I'll put that in my pocket.
That's something you can never find.
It's a top pocket find. And if you know, you know.
Because that fifth wheel that's up at Stevens has got these bushings and everything in it, eh?
So let's just plunk it on and away you go.
Just plunk it on, put 2 pins in, which are in the brackets.
Well, the only kicker is, well, I guess it's welded on all the way along. It's bolted on.
Yeah.
Give it a little investigation, and anywhere that it's rotted out, see if the taillights work.
Well, there again.
And I mean, really, if they work.
Yeah. Like I was
now,
even thinking a guy could cut this out and put a new piece in, because this one's kind of...
Well, and if this, well, obviously this thing's thick enough that it's, I mean, it's like freaking 1/2-inch plate. But what I like about this is, say you got a, say you got a double-decker car trailer. Just saying, I'd love to have one of those one day. You could get a bumper pull attachment for it, or I could get a bumper pull trailer and tow equipment trailers. I guess what I'm saying is it's really handy because I could, you know, have pintle connections, have an gosh, why is English such a hard language? Have RV receiver connections. I could have all kinds of connections. These are a little bit hokey. Those look like they came off of, like they're electrical. Mind you, that one's welded on. Mind you, that's, anyways, it's ugly.
Cutting torch will fix that.
And I got gas. I got gas for my torch. Oh, yeah. But, all right, well, let's see if it starts and get it inside. Because even though it's a nice day right at the moment, it's not going to be nice for very much longer. And I think this door, because the weather stripping's gone, I think it's really badly corroded. So when it's inside, I'm going to rip the door apart too. Yep, I'm going to rip it apart. And look, still lights on. See how she starts. Cold start on a 1994 N14 430 horse that hasn't hardly run in 16 years. Starter. Whew. You know when you know how you know when you need to lose some weight? When climbing into your Cabover you start to get winded. You know what, a year ago I wasn't this fat. It's true.
Fatso.
I know. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with my, I was gonna say sexuality, which I guess, anyways, what the hell am I talking
Got
about?
nothing to do with being fat.
No, too much snacking. Okay, fire in the hole. I'll let it sit for a sec. Now, did you guys know that if you crank it over, you don't want to just crank and crank and crank, especially if it's cold. Crank it over for a little bit, let it sit, and what that's going to do, the cylinders that have compression right now, it's going to build up heat because it makes some compression. It's going to build up heat. Maybe not a lot of heat, but it's good for your engine because especially on a cold day, crank it over, let it sit, build up a little bit of heat, and then when we hit it again, it'll probably start.
Maybe.
I got nothing but faith in Peterbilt. Peterbilt Cabover 362. Will it start? Of course it's going to start. Okay, it's going to start on the next round. So we're just going to let it warm up the cylinders a little bit more because, you know, it was -15. And once you get down to that temperature, that's when everything gets grumpy. You can usually get down to -5 Celsius. What would that be in Fahrenheit? Like 40 degrees or something like that without wrecking anything. But once you get down past that, that's when it starts to do damage. So try her again. Fire in the hole! Oh yeah! Nothing like the smell of diesel smoke in the morning. Except maybe fresh baked buns. I kind of like fresh baked buns. Come on, oil pressure. It's moving like a teenager on Christmas morning, slowly. just remembered something I was going to tell you guys. You know, Facebook Marketplace is a dangerous thing. I was yesterday morning, of course, you know, doing my morning rituals, and I happened to see this on Facebook Marketplace. I need to show it to you guys. I missed out though. I missed out good. Where is it here? Let's find it. Yeah, no, not there. Not there. Screenshot. Check this out. 1979. Can you see that? 1979, 359. 1979, 359 with 892 in it. Which, I mean, whatever. I'm not a huge 892 fan, but you know what they wanted for it? $1,800. And it had a green box on it, been living on a farm. $1,800. The ad was like 11 hours old. First thing I did is, doot, 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 doot. Is it available? Actually, that's not the first thing. I asked if he had any interior pictures because I was curious about the interior. And he said someone was coming to look at it today. Or was that yesterday? No, I think it was today. Maybe it was yesterday. Anyways, somebody came to look at it and I was like, you know what, for 1,800 bucks it'll be gone. Because like $1,800 Canadian, that's like $1,200 US. Like $1,200 for a running, driving 359 that's been on a farm. So it's probably, you know, not all clapped out and rusted out, but in all reality, I don't need any more projects.
Did it sell?
It sold. But for 1,800 bucks, I would have bought it. I think it was in High Prairie, Northern Alberta.
I'd buy that one that's in Smithers.
Oh yeah, and there's a W900 in Smithers for $5,000. It's got a 3406, a 13-speed, and some rear ends. But the 3406 needs to be rebuilt because it started knocking, which is why I parked it. 13-speed in it's not that old. I think it might be a year old. He did the transmission in it and then the motor started going knock, knock, knock. Well, I don't actually know how it went, but I was thinking he wants 5,000 bucks. Pull the 3406 out as long as the crank is good. Because if the crank is pooch, then I don't know, it's probably, anyways. As long as the crank is good.
Well, it depends. If it's a main bearing and the crank is pooch, then it's serious. But if it's a rod bearing, it's not.
Yeah.
Because the rod bearing, you just get a different crank.
So anyways, we could do that. Put the transmission in this, take the engine out for K2, but pull it out and rebuild it because...
Put the stacks on this.
Put the stack, well, mind you, the stacks are cheap. I can buy, but anyways, that's another possibility. But right now, I gotta get this bad boy. How do you like that? I gotta get Kenny running. I gotta quit talking. Okay, Mike, quit talking. Take my hat off. And you know what's funny? This is kind of, yesterday working on Stubby, I think something bit me on the forehead because my forehead has been itchy ever since. So I don't know, like right there. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a scar on my forehead, the shape of a V. Yeah, I was in a car accident, bounced my head off the dash. Might explain a few things, peeled the skin off my forehead up. So I always wear your seatbelt. Don't drink and drive, and
Don't sleep while somebody else is driving.
yeah, I was a passenger, but anyways, so that's another story for another day. Now, how do I pop this out? I need a screwdriver, a skinny screwdriver. For freak's sakes. Dang it. Where's the hammer?
Sugar. Sugar. There we go. I just have to pull with all my might. This could have been so easy, but no, you dumbarg. Don't want to butter that shaft. Ha! I did it! There. And then goes like that. Be much easier with the fan not there. I think we want to go till that's just flush. Just a smidgy more. I think that's good. Yeah, perfect. There. Okay. Mr. Pulley on. Remember, we're doing this dry. Line them up with that keyway. Then we'll screw this on. Now I put some white grease on here, so there's some sliptivity, some lubrication. And then I will just tighten this on. There. Okay. Okay. There we are. So guys, the next thing you want to do is I got to put this little, I don't know if you can, son of a bitch. Okay guys, you want to put this little seal in there. It's like a little angle
90-degree rubber seal, and you want to put it in the keyway hole. So I'm going to put some silicone on it. Famous last words. My silicone is, oh goodness gravy, Mike. There we go. There, you want that to go right in there. I'm going to put a little more silicone. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to make sure that bad boy doesn't leak. Because if you don't put that in, it's going to spray oil out that keyway. And we don't want that. Sorry, flashback to Run DMC or something like that. Where'd my lid go? There, now that needs to be torqued to like 200 and something foot-pounds. Maybe I should do it up with a smaller tool first. Yeah, that would make more sense. Let's do that. Oh, the engine's turning, that's why. Well, shiver my timber. What I need to do? I need to put it in gear. That's what we need to do. Okay, I'm gonna go put it in gear. Put it in gear, and that'll work. Oh man, my battery died. So, I'm gonna check the torque after I got this all together again, because it's supposed to be 300 foot-pounds of torque. Can't quite get my torque wrench in here, and the engine wants to turn over. So that's a bit of a bugger. But anyways, make it as tight as we can, and then I will retorque it again. And I want my little impact to zip, zip, goes up. Yeah. It's the plan. It's the plan, Mike. We can get it in here. Of course, maybe what I need to do. Ouch. I need an extension. Short extension. And tap that baby on there. There. I don't know where my short extension went, but it's amazing how much time you can eat up when your tools aren't put away nice and neat. Is it in there? No. Oh well, I just have to put those belts on. Now before I forget, I'm going to swap these two fuel lines around, because I put them on backwards. And that's the beauty of taking pictures. Because I couldn't remember putting them on. I'm like, well, I think this is where they go. Then I checked my pictures and it's like, nope, it's not where they go. And of course that one's turning. this pipe one, judging from this little fray, but I'm gonna go on this side because I think it's better. I think it's better. So that's where it's gonna go. And that's melted. Obviously this is, yeah. There. Now, where's the, where did it fall off? Oh yeah, here we go. This looks terrible. It really does. How's that hooked on? Thinking, got 2 springs. This ring. Okay, well this is just hokey. That's dirty. I'm gonna change that. We're gonna fix that. So I just need that and my belts. And it's probably time to go in. Well guys, I think that's it for tonight. We got the pulley on, got the accessory drive is done, although I will check that torque once I have everything else done and run it a little bit. And yeah, fuel pump is on. I just have to prime it and have to fix these springs, put those springs on a little bit better, clean them up, maybe get a new one. But, put the belts on and then we can put the top end back together. Didn't get near as much done today as I would have liked, but at least we got Stubby in the shop. Looks really good in the shop. Hasn't been in the shop like ever, so that feels good. He starts and moves, so builds air. Yeah, so we'll have to figure out what's up with him because being that he's so short, I really want to drive him to work every day or most of the days. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.